You may not know that Justin Bieber recently turned 18.
Right,
You know what that means?
now it's legal.
Yeah, you ain't going to jail. To answer a question that was asked earlier, yes, we are wearing hoods for a reason. Get ready to become a different person. Sara Brickman is an author, performance artist, and a 2011 Seattle Women of the World Poetry Slam champion. Her book-length manuscript of poems, Houdini's Daughter, has been a 2-time finalist in Write Bloody Publishing's annual manuscript competition. Sara performs nationwide and was showcased at the 2010 Individual World Poetry Slam finals. What the fuck are you doing here? A member of the 2011 Seattle Poetry Slam team and 2-time finalist at the Seattle Grand Slam, she works at the Literary Arts Center Richard Hugo House and has taught poetry, performance, and creative nonfiction at the Bent Writing Institute. Richard Hugo House... Did I skip something? Richard Hugo House and... Whoa.
It's a compound sentence, Jeremy.
I'm Alex. In 2010, she founded a multimedia performance series in her living room called Hootenanny. It was just a typo, not nerves. Hootenanny, her living room series, which has showcased nationally known artists such as Mighty Mike McGee, Led to See, i.e. Alex Guy, who was featured here in the past, and if you know, now you know, John Sands, New Yorker, Karen Finney Frock, and more. Her work has been published in literary journals such as Bestiary Magazine and Horse. She would also really enjoy doing the robot with you. Please welcome, warm Breadline style, Sara Brickman up to the line.
Nervous because I haven't done a feature in a really long time.
Awesome.
And I'm really excited to be here and see all your beautiful faces. How's everyone doing? I'm really loud, so when I ask if you can hear me in the back, I guess what I'm also asking is, am I too loud for the people who are in the front?
Nah, never. Don't worry. No.
Great. Awesome. I'm gonna move this podium aside. Oh, maybe I'm not gonna move the podium aside. Then everything falls over.
Movable fiesta.
Thanks to Alex and Greg and Jeremy for having me, and to Vermilion for being so awesome, and all of you guys for coming out. I'm just gonna launch into some poems. Does that sound good? Yeah. He says, I know you identify as queer, but I really think of you as pretty hetero. And I want to ask if that's because we're fucking, or because you know whales are jars for profits and think they are sea cows making sound underwater. Because you think your way out of novels, telling yourself they are endings and not stories, reading the last page first. Like my mother, never content with uncertainty, never content to consent that anything could happen. The walls around us could crumble to yellow butterfly funnel clouds, devouring our skin with wing makeouts, or the river we drink turned to plague blood. To punish our sins, we could wake up to news of approaching asteroids. Wake up comfortable in a marriage with children. And we are queers. We will wake up alone. The bar is whiskey mermaids, swimming coves of veins and shockwaves of tongues, wrestling on sidewalks. I am the whiskey mermaid, with hetero, tattooed in sailor script, creeping my clavicle and queer, twitching my scales into boa constrictor coils my reason for waking up. Give me a man I can cook breakfast for. I want to cook you eggs and eat them naked in bed with toast, dripping butter across our stomachs. I want to ukulele you till you see stars, want to sing you till you can't walk straight, pull you out of closets to your clothes, smoke from your shoulders and you dance dizzying if you want to know my philosophy on sexuality. It is, we are all burning buildings, teetering inches from collapse, but if we collapse together, we hold each other up. Let me hold you by the gilded beams of your ribs, wipe the fire from you and make you flame. It is not that I don't care what your gender is. It is that I care enough to know that all flames can be pushed to the same screaming bonfire, the same mess, fighting for oxygen, and that no one's ever going to look at my ashes and say, she picked the wrong gasoline. If I light my wick for you, it is only because the soil is richer every time I burn.
Claro.
I'm really excited about this show because I'm going to read you a lot of poems I've never read before.
New shit.
New shit? It's sort of new shit. It's new to me. This one's called Y2K. After we slept in your bed, I asked you out. It was the new millennium. Anything was possible. The hairs on our scrawny chicken necks standing at attention to greet one another like bank tellers, took off their hats to reveal cephalopods, curled on their balding heads, tentacles dipping into their shirt pockets. Young men went out of doors without so much as a scarf on. Summer was beating down our curfews. We were glitter-blooded. We were drunk on ourselves and drunk. We were wingtips. Fred is staring their way off shoeshine stands because everything wanted to be slutty in the heat. Everything wanted to be folded and hospital-cornered by your tongue, and I lit the lanterns. You played the violin of streetlights with my asthmatic complexion, and the artists all rose up from their graves and said, "Hey, thanks for not forgetting us this year." It was the year of the tiger, which turns out is nothing at all like the eye of the tiger, or my fists, which were born for boxing and never piano. Turns out you like the simpler girls in life. My distraction kept you up at night, kept you thick as holy nights while I slept next to you, calm but unable to drift off, calm but unable to quiet the hive, buzzing in my nipples, the summer that would not leave us alone, even when my teeth groaned for morning and the new century slipped in like a cat, silent and grinning and wide. Thanks. The man at the bar says, women who choose to stay in abusive relationships are the same as women who buy TVs they can't afford. They both should know better. Which is pretty much the same as calling Chuck Norris a unicorn in tiny hot pants. Suddenly, I have a very small fish in a very big mouth. Memo to my mouth. Don't pick fights that make you wish you were a shark. Memo to my mouth. Don't embarrass my boyfriend. Memo to my mouth. Don't argue unless you're prepared to be a bitch. Memo from my mouth. Dude, you don't seem like a bad guy, but I really want to punch you in the dick right now. Dear mouth, thank you for saying what I mean, even when it sounds like table. Abuse is not the choice. When there are no options, there is no choice. Flatten yourself so you can see the women who've made themselves invisible, lining the walls of this bar. The weight of words lives in their bones, and you should know better than to sling from glass houses your hollow, moneyed stones. Woo-hoo! So I wrote this poem a while ago. I've been trying to write, and I'm dropping page bit, which is not a good thing because I don't have it memorized. I've been trying to write a poem about my family and like the way that my family works for a really long time. And I feel like I still haven't done it, so I think this is just the first poem in a bunch of poems that I'm gonna write about how my family works. But it's a good start. You can't take the crazy out, is the title. When you grow up in a bog marsh, family is a word you don't take lightly, and this is mine. The Sicilian Catholic, Polish, Latvian, Jewish, Treehouse Builders Union, 1985, climbing oaks across America, scatter the evidence of being related to one another. In my family, secrets come commonplace as Loch Ness monsters. Big, scaly, and flashing fins so fast you're never sure they're really there, but some are better at others at maintaining a corporeal body. Some are related by blood. Uncle Howard has Parkinson's and a bad case of Zionism. Aunt Gail cocks good intentions with bad idea aim, and their kids are the auction blockheads. 3 glowing billboards for American wants. Trish married in, carting her coffee table photography books on pack mule through the mossy water, Sherpa trailing behind with the wedding china. Uncle Hobie sends feverish letters, awakes each day saluting the sun. Psychologist dad sweeps the crawl space of toads and hides his prescriptions under the floorboards. At 60, he is increasingly bionic. Plastic aorta and a tiny defibrillator above his heart to reset the beat if the DJ gets unruly. My mother listens to my father's heartbeat every night, checking for inconsistencies in his story. Mornings, she goes to the experimental preschool to watch children through a one-way mirror. When I went there, she watched me, and she chose me as children are chosen in the Rust Belt. I mean the bog marsh. I mean my family. To be raised in the manner of willows. To be brought up as successes and not accidents. In walks the accident. My big brother Ivan. 6'4", barreling rowboat of karmic destiny in from Colombia, England, Chile, Italy, Brazil, into park on the couch and eat my mother's food. Ivan got pulled over at 16 with a trunk of full bongs and empty vodka bottles. He is on the fast track to the genius demolition derby, the destruction of beautiful writers, the Hall of Fame, under the floorboards of the sinking house where we keep all our favorite relatives who have burnt out in their attempts to become the family's best kept, battling for most tangible, hushed whisper at dinner parties. The secret, my Uncle Chuck shuttles back and forth between the Texas State Penitentiary and his crack pipe, the Pennsylvania State Penitentiary and his headache, the music in his guitar fingers, and promises of getting clean this week, this decade, this month, this year. We have never met. I didn't know I had 3 uncles till I found him burning a long number on a state-issued envelope under the pearls in my mother's dresser. I guess secrets have a way of fighting back to the surface. Back at the bog marsh, we're shoveling the mud with silver and grandparents' teeth to keep the water from always does. Under the floorboards, the ships and bottles twitch their holy sails. They are dreaming of the wind that carried mobsters and Jews to the humid dank to spawn. They are dreaming of the reunion come, the day the mud spits a geyser of tooth and bone and oil, the day the cellar door busts open and all the secrets spill out, talking their tornadoes, saying, "Come here, I want to tell you something I've never told anyone. Come here. I want to tell you, me." Thanks.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear my newest poem? I just wrote it the other day and I'm so excited about it.
Newest shit you got.
I'm gonna have a sip of water because I'm getting kind of hoarse up here.
No pun intended.
This poem is called "On the Afternoon When We Tried to Put Back Together What My Hinged Boa Constrictor Jaw Had Broken Wide, Then Swallowed Whole. You took me sailing. You taught me to capsize the boat, how to fling myself free from any snare that might catch my ankle. It was May, I think. Lake Washington still a bath of broken teeth, soaking in iridescent shame, and we were realizing the differences of our bodies. I was a campfire stove with poor wind cover, buffeting fuel across every picnic table in the state, and you were a genius, mistaking yourself for a good person. Were we in love? Were we aware of the stingrays, scissoring their way to the surface, those rubber dogs, running under me like organic ice skates? I was in love with a boy who loved boys, and you would never curve your neck to meet that saw, only turn and turn, burying yourself in the forest of what you wanted us to be. You did not listen when I said, "I am afraid." You called this a survival skill. You said, "You have to know how to get out when the boat turns over." And your eyes fill the lake with stare. You said, "The glittering is how it runs out across the water," and then you tipped us in. I would never know the cost. And when we came up for air, I still kissed him. Thanks. I just got a couple more for you guys. How many people in this room grew up reading like a girl's magazine? Don't be shy, don't be shy. Yeah, right? Like every woman in the room. This poem is for you guys. And actually for everyone. Because I remember being 12 and putting my faith in the pages of 17 magazine, I wondered what Cosmo could tell me about myself. Yeah. It was chock full of suggestions, a Leviticus worth in the drugstore aisle, 8 easy ways to feel bad about your body today. 10 sex positions guaranteed to leave you unsatisfied. How to make your boyfriend misogynistic. A primer. Reeling between candy and feminine hygiene, I realized I've been doing it all wrong. Men don't like it when you speak to them directly or tell them you didn't orgasm. I was 26 and not married, and time was running out. I went out to find those available men, chaste, marriageable doctors, and the boys with the cigarettes who would fuck me in the top 10 craziest places to get it on. The earth is a waffle cone, disintegrating in the Superman ice cream of our oil crisis. But he can only stare at my tits. We fucked joylessly on a dirty mattress at the Anarchist Collective. I worried about fleas, but stayed because I believe class is a myth. I slept and dreamt a girl in wool and tall boots gave me a magazine. She said, "This is your new gospel. Deliver it like to the renegade doorsteps under the Zeppelins. Deliver it like a game of telephone because it is constantly renewed. Take it to the bar." I haven't done this phone in a really long time.
You got it.
Whisper it like a game of telephone because it is constantly renewed, and deliver it to the renegade doorsteps under the Zeppelins. Take it to the bar. Gift it to every woman with wrapped rhinestones round her neck like electric eels, and tell her to giggle it open. Giggle it open. Turn the pages so they become a mirror. Kiss your reflection, not the mirror. Your reflection, because she is a sister you have been missing for decades. Open your mouth. Take out the matchbook you find there. Warm your hands on pages of fire.
Yeah.
Thanks. I got one more poem for you guys. Woo! Thanks so much for having me, everybody, and for being such an awesome audience. Oh, and I have chapbooks. If anyone wants a chapbook, come find me. They're $5, and some of the poems I'm reading tonight are in there. Things I learned trying to write an uplifting poem about joy. 1. The internet has pictures of miniature pigs in rain boots. When you are sad, you can Google them. Their existence will make you feel like you can conquer writer's block. You can do anything. Pig in rain boots. Eventually, the pig in rain boots will wear off. This is when you should Google tiger depression. Tiger depression is real. In 2011, a tiger lost her cubs during premature labor and became severely depressed. The zoo dressed 10 piglets up in tiger print, and instead of eating them, because we all know that's what women do when we're depressed, we eat, the tiger loved them. Fake tiger cubs cure tiger depression. Fact. I wish I was a depressed tiger, because then I would still be depressed, but I would be a motherfucking tiger. And if I was totally misconstruing something my wonderful boyfriend said to me because the chemicals in my brain were making me crazy, I wouldn't have to deal with my feelings. I could just eat my boyfriend and then eat my feelings. 2. Writing a redemptive poem is a lot harder if you don't want to be specific about what it is you need redeeming from, which is a long way of saying fear will fuck you up like a cold tequila shot on a hot night, but you will not stay high on that juice for long. Fear is a dark horse, and she does not intend to pull you anywhere but straight to the bottom of the river. 3. The easiest way to avoid writing your uplifting poem is to ride fear, to dig your spurs into her hide, to tell yourself that all your greatest poems come from sadness, but fear is not your broodmare, she is a stallion. Fear will take you to the poem, but it will be the wrong poem, and then she will leave you, neck deep in pages of unfinished loneliness, and wait for you to self-destruct, just so you can feel like a poet again. 4. pictures of pigs on the internet. 5. Joy is complicated and sometimes really sad. 6. Sometimes research looks a lot like masturbating. 7. My lover sits on the floor of the apartment and lets me have the bed so I can write this poem. Redemption is happening by accident. 8. The mistake was not taking the roller coaster that went upside down first. A funny poem is a roller coaster that goes upside down first. 9. The ultimate belief is not that after this winter there is a spring, but that there is another winter after that, and a winter after that, that if I squint my eyes, I'm not standing still, writing drafts of the world's worst meditation on joy. I am on a really, really, really slow roller coaster. 10. You can also Google pelicans full of garbage and see the contents of your medicine cabinet in the breast of a majestic bird, but you are not your medicine cabinet. You are not the pills you take in the morning or the pages of unfinished joy that feel like a failure at being happy. You are the writer of a million incomplete miracles, which, if you do the math right, makes you the god of thousands of right things, and that is enough to offer the pelican another meal. It is enough to offer your smile to the stranger on the bus. It is a wild pony pulling you forward on your own hooves, the gravity of your body, that lovely planet keeping you in your seat for every roller coaster flip, your own centrifugal force, your blasted, dreaded, fucked up hope. Thanks, everybody.